Okay, next section is evaluating our intervention. So in the evaluation section, we want to know did it work and why did it work or why did it not work? So if the results met the expected outcome, why do you think it worked? So for example, the athlete lost weight and gained strength. So their body mass went down, but their 1RM went up. And that was likely due to their calorie deficit combined with a high protein intake. And then you might reference the research that looks at being able to lose weight and gain muscle at the same time. If it didn't work, why might that be? So an example there, the athlete lost less weight than was to be expected from the calorie deficit. That might suggest underreporting of dietary intake or overreporting of exercise. And again, you're going to refer to the evidence, refer to the literature around that topic. It might be, for example, there was one there. So the athlete had constipation, which they raised as an issue. Excuse me. The student helped them to increase their fiber intake. It was an excellent intervention. But the athlete actually then ended up with more gut issues and went to their doctor and they got a diagnosis of IBS. So it didn't work. So the intervention, the monitoring tool, the student got great grades because their intervention was appropriate for the problem. It's not their fault that their client ended up with some other health issues, but they can explain why, despite doing everything by the book, their intervention wasn't successful. I've seen one as well recently where an athlete lost 10 kilograms over six weeks, and that would, to me, I'd be looking for an evaluation that said this intervention wasn't successful. I only intended my athlete to lose 0.5 to 1 kilo per week. And in fact, they really overshot the mark. So that would suggest that it's likely, to be honest, their baseline dietary recall was incorrect. That the calorie deficit I provided was far too high. Ideally, I should have been monitoring them and this rapid weight loss, and I should have pulled back a little bit because we want to look for sustainable weight loss. 10 kilos over 6 weeks, that athlete definitely lost muscle mass, and we're trying to minimize muscle mass loss. So, you know, the student did a great job of obviously motivating the athlete. And they were quite a heavy athlete, so they had the weight to lose, but we need to lose the weight in a sustainable way. So, you know, you need to explain what worked or why it worked or why it didn't work. And again, in this section, just make sure you refer to the literature, because in the intervention section, your intervention should be evidence-based. There should be some existing literature as to why you're doing what you're doing and how you're doing it.